Hello, everyone, and welcome. I have with me two beauty queens here. Lucy Skinner with the Pilots Club, Taylor Cravey, Miss St. Patrick's. And before we get to Miss St. Patrick's, it was a great awards banquet night, wasn't it? Did you get a surprise?
Yes, I did. No, I did. The award plus the short.
That was the best shot, Miss Lucy. Watching those, I saw them before you did, coming from the back. Was that a surprise?
Absolutely. I couldn't expect anything different. But they broke up the place.
Yeah.
As they are capable of doing.
And they like Miss Amy's hats.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they wore hats. Absolutely. Uh-huh.
How long has the Pilots Club been involved with Miss St. Patrick's?
This is our 47th year with the festival and the pageant, called the scholarship pageant. We don't like to call it a pageant because it's not a beauty pageant, even though our queens are always beautiful and very well spoken, and that is basically she's a beauty proud, and she had this year's and all of our previous queens have done a superb job meeting the public, doing and representing Dublin and Lawrence County, and that's what the festival is all about.
Yes, and I can't argue with that. Taylor Cravey, a senior at West Lawrence High School. Tell me about pageant night, first of all. I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. But tell us about the night. How did it make you feel when they announced you?
It was just an overwhelming feeling because I've been raised, born in Dublin, Georgia, so it was a great fun to now get to represent my community throughout the St. Patrick's event. Be assigned to Lucy, just be able to go to all the events and be there and see everybody and meet everybody that I've never gotten to before.
Well, like most queens, I didn't know you before the pageant, but I see you everywhere. Did you know you were going to work this hard?
It's actually not that hard of work. It's more of an enjoyment, be able to come to all this. I am out of school, but I love to be able to come just meet everybody, so it's not as much work, but just fun and enjoyment for me as well.
And I like to aggravate Miss Lucy about all the green she has in the closet. I've actually been to her home, so she's got green. Of course, she's got clothes everywhere anyway, but especially a lot of green. She's a true Dublinite. Everywhere I've seen you, you've had a different outfit. How do you pull that off?
I had a lot of clothes before, but even just now, I work at the Exchange downtown Dublin, just all the local communities and just going around and getting clothes to be able to wear for all these events, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I saw you Saturday at Miss Colleen's. I didn't see any green on. You had that beautiful pink and white dress on. And I asked you about it. I said, well, you got to have green, of course. You have the sash.
The sash goes with everything. And it's green. You can't, you don't always want to wear green against green.
That's right. It clashes, don't it?
Sometimes, but I did like that pink dress. And Gigi Frills let me borrow it, and they're being really generous to let me borrow, dresses for events and stuff.
Well, you've been on TV a lot.
Yeah, one of my friends actually texted me Saturday where she said, you were on TV this morning. I was just like, I'm okay.
Well, you've been on TV every day, so doing something, but you're doing a great job. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family.
I have my mom is Carrie Fountain and my stepdad is Tim Fountain and my daddy's Brian Cravey. I have a little brother that's 14. Well, he's not little. He's 6'2", and he's 14 years old. And then my stepbrother's Tyler Fountain. They're all from my family's from Cray and Milan and that area, but we moved here when I was about 3. So I've been born and raised in Dublin, and I attend West Lawrence High School as a senior, like you said. And just West Lawrence is just like Dublin. It's just a great community to grow up in and be involved in. And I couldn't be more grateful to grow up there and just go to school at the city as well.
And the good thing about our community, you're probably like I am, I have friends that go to all the schools. Even though I went to East Lawrence High School, we all are one community when it comes to it, aren't we?
We are. You're exactly right. Just with everybody being so supportive, getting to meet everybody. I've always been friends with everybody from different schools through church involvement and just, community projects and everything in between and pageants. So, I kind of know everybody in just the community. It's just like one big happy family.
And I'm talking about how hard it is on her, Miss Lucy. You have a difficult task. You are escorting her. You're the official escort. You have a lot going on, too.
I do, but it's fun, and it is a way for the Pilot Club to give back to the community also. We use the scholarship pageant as a means of supporting our other activities, and with the festival committee and with Pilot Club, we're able to give some wonderful scholarships. And the addition to the scholarships, then we do other projects, like the helmet project that we give to first graders, and we also do care baskets for families that are caregivers. And this has been a lot to us to be able to help a caregiver in situations where they can't get away from their ill people or their indigent people. That is wonderful. And then, we do the lifeline. And that is something that we're very proud of, in the fact that we have the lifeline, and it's answered out of Boston, Massachusetts, but immediately back to government. And then we also install and troubleshoot our equipment. You don't have to run the equipment, you don't have to get battery and not be able to. We, by partnering with GE with our lifeline, we are able to now. We used to be stationary, that you had to have a landline phone, but now you can have a cell phone and you can go anywhere. And if you go with the lifeline with a cell phone, then you can go just anywhere. So, or ill on the road, or visit family out of town, then you still have the capability of having your lifeline with you. So,
it changed with the times.
It has. Yes, it has. So we got to get with it.
Two of the things Pilot does great work. Two, I want to zoom in on the helmets. I love that program. There's no telling how many lives or severe injury that has kept from happening, and also the lifeline. I hear some of the best testimonies from people. There's no telling through the years how many lives have actually been saved, and bad injuries the other side.
Yes, and Pilot International, that is their signature project, you might say, is to help the brain-related disorders. And the helmet is one way that we can teach a child in first grade that they must wear helmets when they're riding on skateboards or bicycles or whatever they're doing. They are riding horses, riding two-wheelers, skateboards, and everything. And they're dangerous. You're hearing now more and more of your. It used to be only football players wore helmets, but now we're seeing helmets worn by everybody. And I'll have to say that my grandchildren, as you have already met, go to a daycare, and her garage looks like a toy store because she's got every kind of riding instrument there is. And they know that they cannot get on anything with wheels without a helmet on. And this is what we're trying to teach our first graders, that if you get on anything with wheels in it, you must wear your helmet. And then if you get in an automobile, you must buckle up also. You must have that protective seat. So we are very conscious of brain-related disorders, and it doesn't take much to scramble that brain.
That's right. Yeah, so important. Taylor, I was watching, I was at Distinguished Young Women on Saturday night, and I was thinking how difficult it is. Y'all make it look easy, first of all, but it is harder. You just cool under fire. But about the Miss St. Patrick's pageant, what was the hardest part of it?
The hardest part would have to definitely be probably, this sounds sad, but the dance for me. I don't even count the dance. Because like with the interview, I'm kind of casual with talking, just right now. But probably the dance, because I have no dance. I'll be the first to admit it. But probably the dance, and just being a little nervous about that. But other than that, last year was my first year. I was a little nervous. I was the youngest last year, so I was a little nervous last year. So getting my first experience under the belt for that definitely made it easier to come back this year. And, be able to be way more comfortable on stage. In the interview.
Watching Hannah probably taught you a lot, didn't you?
She's always I'm kind of gone up around Hannah. Went through elementary with her. All that. So she was really helpful, and she's always really sweet. So it was really good to be able to watch her the first year, and then kind of okay, that's what I need to work on. So it was great.
So what organizations are you in at West Lawrence that helped you prepare for the pageant?
One of the organizations I'm in is the Beta Club, and I'm the historian of the Beta Club. And for that, just go around and take pictures and meet everybody and go to some of the events, take pictures and submit them to the West Side Stories, our newspaper, and just being able to, go through that and talk to everybody through that kind of made it more casual, with the interview as well, like on stage kind of questions and stuff like that.
Look out, Scott Thompson. We've got another historian here.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do after school?
I'm going to stay at Middle Georgia for my first 2 years and maybe transfer after that. I'm not quite sure, but I do want to get my 4-year degree in history and then hopefully go to law school.
And in your plans coming back to Dublin, is that in there? Or
Of
you
course.
want to leave and not
That's
come
why
back?
I said. That's why I want to stay here my first years because I'm a homebody. I love Dublin. I love the community. So that's why I do. That's one reason I do want to stay here for my first 2 years. We have a great resource center, so I'd love to be able to get my first 2 years, if not my first 4 years under the belt. And the only reason I really want to go off is for law school. So and I would have to go off for that matter. But I do want to come back, be able to give back to the community and hopefully get my law degree, and if not, be a teacher at one of the local schools. So.
That's music to our ears, isn't it, Miss Lucy?
Yes, it is.
We want young people like this to come back, don't we?
Absolutely. And the idea of her aspiring to become a teacher is also wonderful because it is to the point that you cannot do anything without learning something. And our teachers, my hat is off to all the teachers. It's not easy to entertain and also pour some knowledge into the head too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're fortunate here in Lawrence County. We have 4 great high schools.
Absolutely.
3 great, I don't care where you send your kids, Trinity, East, West, Dublin. We're very fortunate in a county like ours.
And then we've got the technical school, technical college really,
That's right.
that we have here. And it is wonderful that for the education and for Middle Georgia, I think that we have some of the best in the state. We may not be the biggest, but we do what we need to do to educate our students. And they can join enroll. I think Taylor has taken some college courses in her senior
That's
year.
right, dual courses.
And so she is ready to tackle those harder courses as she goes into school. So,
And you're probably going to be one of the first students. We're proud of Middle Georgia State, almost a university. You may be one of the first students at the new university in Dublin.
I know, that's what they're telling me. I'm excited about that because in that case, if I do decide to be a teacher, I could get my master's in 5 years, with the 4-year degree. So, that would be really exciting to be able to do that and get that resource here. So that's why I would like to stay here too, just to, give back to the, community and just be involved with Dublin as much as I can before I do have to go off for law school.
Okay, we were talking about how busy you've been. This is really the final week. We've got a few more things after this week, but tonight we got the leprechaun contest. You got the pancake supper Thursday. We got the parade Saturday.
Grand Ball Friday.
Grand Ball Friday night, arts and crafts.
and then when all the civic clubs come together, Friday.
Joint civic.
Joint
Thank you.
civic luncheon.
Thank you, Miss Lucy, for reminding me of that. That's always a great event. It's probably the most well attended with all the civic clubs.
Yes, all the civic clubs come together, and it is amazing how many active civic clubs we have here.
Another place we're fortunate.
Right, that each one of us do a different thing, but we are always having the community in mind. What we can do to help us grow and to be productive.
And before we go, tell me, now this is the 50th annual St. Patrick's Festival, but how many years have we been doing the St. Patrick's pageant?
47, and the first 3 years, when the festival was first begun, they said, "Okay, we need a queen," and
that's when you did it, right?
No, I didn't. But the first 3 years we had contestants from out of town, and we said, "Hey, this is a Dublin Lawrence St. Patrick's Festival, so we need to have local grown contestants here." So first 1 year we had one from Soperton, I think. 1 year we had one from Atlanta, and so we just said, that won't work.
Now you say we. I hear a pronoun there, but I bet it was you.
No. That's the beauty part of it. We. It's always we. It's Pilot Club, it's Service League, it's Civitan, it's Kiwanis, Exchange Club, and we all do something different that we love to do. And again, Rotary, that's a big entity here in our community.
Yes.
And most of the clubs do something with the young people. They like to encourage the young people to get involved and to see, and we like to be mentors to our young people.
That's our future.
Right. And so we must keep them active and interested in what is going on, because they will be our leaders tomorrow. And that is the most important thing, I think.
And Taylor, what would you say to a young lady watching us right now that likes watching the pageant, likes going to them, watching right now? What would you say to someone to encourage them to get involved in things like this?
Just to always have confidence to always be involved in the community. That's one of the greatest things I can say. This has definitely given me more self-confidence and just more involvement into the community. I never realized, even though I've grown up in Dublin and always been around it, I knew we were such involved community and we always did everything together. But just becoming more involved in this pageant made me realize we are one big happy family, and it's such a great experience to be a part of it. And even if you don't necessarily win, it's still scholarship money, and that's definitely helped us. That's going to help us out a lot when I enter college in the fall. That's just one of the main parts of it, getting to represent the community you love. And it does build so much confidence, the friendships you make. You make Miss Lucy, she's definitely become one of my best friends. Just everybody that, you do the pageant with, I've definitely grown closer to all those girls. So it's a great experience. I wouldn't change it for anything.
And like you said, last year you didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
But it still taught you a lot, didn't it?
It did, yes, sir. It definitely made me want to come back and try way harder than what I did last year. Just with working with it and just, being prepared for the interview and, on-stage questions and that type of thing. It definitely made me want to try harder, and it made me realize, how much fun it was to be able to represent Dublin and be involved in the community.
Well, you're definitely representing us well.
Thank you.
You're very, very well, ain't you, Miss Lucy?
Yes. I have grown to love these girls. They have just become other daughters to me. I have two, but then I have acquired many other daughters because we are connected at the hip, so to speak, for the month of March.
And every year, I don't know how you're going to top it the next year. And I tell you, every year I said, that is just the best queen. That is just the best you've ever done. And every year, you seem to raise that bar, and they just... it just gets better and better every year.
It does. And that's a tribute to our schools, our community, in that we do support our youth, and that we want them to realize that we are here to help them, not to hold them back, and let them go forward.
Well, Miss Lucy, thank you for what you do for our community with the Pilot Club, and we keep using the word we, but we want to thank you for what you do, because during the month, we see each other during the year, but during the month of March, I'm sure you get tired of me. We see each other.
You get tired of me.
No, not hardly. But Miss Lucy Skinner, Taylor Cravey, both just great representation here in Lawrence County. And like Miss Lucy said, thank you to all our schools. Y'all do a wonderful job. Our educators, our teachers, custodians, everyone involved in our Lawrence County Board of Education, the Dublin City Schools, and also at Trinity Christian School. Our hats are off to you. Thank you for what you do. And Erin Go Fry.
The 2015 Miss St. Patrick's Festival Queen goes to contestant number 2, Taylor Cravey. Congratulations, finalist and winner. Taylor, we're so proud of you.